Hi students, I'm Anika Aldamoy Denise, and I'm the author of Planting Stories, The Life of Librarian and Storyteller Pura Belpré, and A Girl Named Rosita, the story of Rita Moreno, actor, singer, dancer, trailblazer. Two picture book biographies about incredible Latinas whose talents and contributions changed the world. In today's craft video, we're going to be talking about how authors and illustrators create setting in picture books. Creating setting in stories means giving readers a sense of time and place, or in other words, when and where the story happens. Setting is also used to develop the plot, mood, and themes in a story. Let's read the opening pages of my book, Planting Stories, The Life of Librarian and Storyteller Pura Belpré, about the first Latina librarian to work at the New York Public Library. It is 1921. Pura Teresa Belpré leaves her home in San Juan for a visit to Nueva York. Words travel with her, stories her abuela taught her, cuentos folclóricos Pura retold in the shade of the tamarind tree in Puerto Rico. Now a new island stretches before her, ripe for planting seeds of the cuentos she carries. Manhattan, a city of hustle and bustle, bigger, louder, crowded, yet alive with hope and possibility. What began as a visit to celebrate her sister's wedding becomes the first steps in a new land y una vida nueva for Pura. Let's start with the opening scene. The words tell you when and where the story begins. What else about the illustrations give you a clue that this story is happening in an island city in the past? The colorful buildings, the ocean and palm trees, the Puerto Rican flag flying proudly above the street, all give readers a strong sense of place. I also mention Pura telling stories in the shade of the tamarind tree. I want you to remember that for later, okay? When I'm creating setting, I like to think about my main character's senses. What are they seeing, hearing, maybe even smelling? When Pura arrives in New York, it's big, loud, and crowded, but exciting too. The contrast between the two settings is an intentional and important one. Now, remember that tamarind tree from the opening spread? It's no accident that I mention it again, and that Paula has drawn it into the scene with the library. Within settings, there are also symbols that deepen the theme of the story. Symbols within settings represent an important idea in your story. What do you think the symbol of the tamarind tree is in this scene? The tamarind tree represents Pura's bringing folktales from her childhood and homeland to the New York Public Library. Okay, so to recap, how do writers and illustrators create setting in picture books? With sensory details in the words and visual clues in the art that work together to give readers a strong sense of time and place. Now it's your turn, because the best way to understand the mind of a writer or an illustrator is to practice using the same tools they use. I want you to create a character and imagine a scene which the character is arriving somewhere totally new and different, a place they've never been before. It can be a real place, like their tia's house in a different city or country, or a totally made-up place, like a magical land inhabited by dragons. Think about what sensory details you would include to describe the setting. You can hit pause here and brainstorm your character and scene. After you've jotted down some ideas, try making an illustration for it. How will the illustration support the story action in your scene? What details or visual clues can you give the reader about the time and place of the story? Is there a castle in the land of dragons? A dark forest? What's the mood of the scene? And how will your setting bring that out? Most of all, have fun with this. You can base it on a memory of your own experience or something entirely out of your imagination. You're the writer, you're the illustrator, and this is your story. Gracias for watching this installment of the Latinx Book Festival's Craft Series. Be sure to check out the other videos in the series, and I'll see you at the festival. Happy writing and drawing!